I've got the interview in sync, and you can see that I took out the external audio because it was drifting continuously throughout the whole interview, so it was bad, so I just took it out. So this is in-camera audio only, just A cam and B cam. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename the sequence right here. I'm going to call this interview group work. And I'm going to move that into the group work bin. And I can close the interview folder that's just the raw clips. And I had to transcode the ACAM, so that's why you see two of them. But I'm going to close that bin. And now I've got everything in sync in the timeline. I got it where I want it to be. So I'm going to right click in the record monitor and go to create group right here. And Avid creates the group immediately. Oh, and now if you open it, you'll notice that there's black at the beginning of the group. I switch over, it's right here in the beginning, there's black right there. That means there's no information. And I don't want that in the group. So I'm going to delete that one. And when you're making a group, you want to take out all the black holes in the sequence because Avid will group whatever you have in the sequence, it'll group it, including the black holes in the sequence. So I'm going to remove that. See, now there's no empty space. It's all footage. So I'll do the same process again. Right click on the record monitor, go to create group, and there's my group. Right, so I'm gonna rename it. Yeah, David Coker interview. So that's perfect. So when I open it up and I click on quad split, you can see it starts off with A cam. If I scroll down, I've got B cam there as well, and everything is in sync. You can do a quick spot check here.
Industry's kind of really reevaluating, okay, what's working and what's not working.
So that's in sync. Everything's good. So I'm going to clear the source monitor. And now I'm going to make a new folder here for interviews. Call it O3B interviews. So it's right under sources. Sources is really for when you get like dailies or raw footage from the field. If you're like on a reality show, you got lots of footage coming in. You have to organize it by date, then it goes in sources. But interviews have their own folder by themselves. And groups, uh, this is really for, when you're grouping footage you get from the field on a reality show, or if you're on a movie, you're going to group everything by scene. This is just an interview. So I'm going to make a new bin. Let's call it David Interview Group. David Interview, this is raw, so we'll call it Interview Raw. That can actually go in sources. And interview, I'm going to move my group my interview group into the right bin. And then I'll drop the David interview group bin into groups, or sorry, into interviews. So then now when you open the interviews folder, you've got the David interview group right there. I'm gonna save everything. Let's see. I need to make a group work folder, so I'll do that. I'll make a new folder here. Call it 12 group work. And I'm gonna take David interview audio, or sorry, David interview group work and drop that in the group work folder. And I'm gonna take the AMA bin and drop that into AMA. That's where it should be. And let's see. I need I need an audio folder, so I'll make a new folder again. And you can always rename folders and move it around. If I wanted audio to be 6 or 7, I could do that and then move music and sound effects around. But I'm just going to do this, move David interview audio down to here. All right. So now I've got everything where I want it to be. And so I can close the group work bin. I got my interview group and cool, it's ready to edit.